started doing Forex trading, but he's not making a lot of money. And
what is Forex trading? Sorry to interrupt.
That's all right. Forex trading is when you trade, you basically, it's like you're betting against the rise and fall of different currencies. So it's currency trading. You're betting that the dollar will be worth more than the euro or whatever. You know, I don't know the exact what the definition of Forex trading is.
Okay.
But I'm sure I just fucking said it wrong. Basically, you can buy like options, and you bet that it's going to go up or down, and then you get whatever the spread is, and they'll do it on like a fraction. So you can end up really leveraging what you've got. The problem is you can lose everything you've got. The real problem with the whole market is that if I'm winning, somebody else is losing. So it's kind of a back and forth. It's, you know what I'm saying? It's not like the stock market.
It's like betting sports.
Right. Yeah, somebody's winning, somebody's losing. Exactly. So, but Blaine starts doing Forex trading. So he's representing some guys. He's using their money. He's investing their money. And, but he's not making a lot of money. You know, he's very charismatic, good-looking guy, and very flashy, but he's not making a lot of money. And so he ends up watching the movie The Boiler Room, and he gets inspired by the movie The Boiler Room. And basically, the reason I know I have all the documents, right? And what he actually, this is what kills me, is that when he was actually interviewed, he actually tells the fucking IRS agent, which investigated, he actually tells them he was inspired by the movie The Boiler Room.
Nice.
Who the fuck says that? That's like saying, you know, it's like, oh yeah, I was inspired by Goodfellas. And The Boiler Room's a movie about it's just huge fraud.
Right.
So what he does is he goes out and Blaine convinces a bunch of his buddies and to invest money with him. So give me 10 grand, I'll put it in Forex, and I'll make you're going to make $11,000, $12,000, whatever it may be. So a couple guys gives $5 grand, 10 grand. It starts small, but very quickly these guys are making huge amount of money back. So they turn around and they say, okay, I'm going to go to my sister and talk to my sister. And now, next thing you know, this guy's putting in 20 grand. His sister's putting in 30 grand. This guy's putting in 10 grand. One guy put in, I want to say $120,000. Blaine ends up, the dollar amount varies, but basically the main number ends up being between like $500,000 to $1 million he takes from these guys. Friends and friends of friends. Mm-hmm. He ends up convincing one guy to help make spreadsheets to track how the money's growing. Well, the fact is the money's not growing at all. It's a Ponzi scheme. Guys are giving you money in, and then when you ask for your money back, I just give you your money back plus a little bit of Danny's money. Right. So you think I just made 20%. Danny still thinks his money's in the account. Danny's money's not in his account. I spent it on my new Mercedes.
Yeah.
And then when Danny says I want my money back, I just take it from Bob. I give Danny's original amount back plus what Danny earned. So you're paying new investors with old investors' money.
You're just hoping that all the investors don't ask for their money back at once.
Absolutely, because then you go under. Well, that's what happens with Blaine, is that eventually he's giving too much. The returns are too high. You know, he's not Bernie Madoff.
Yeah, he's giving them too much money back.
Right, Bernie Madoff was giving you enough that you're doing better than everybody else, but not so much that it's not unreasonable.
Yeah,
and so he was able to go forever. Blaine's not that sharp. Blaine's giving guys huge returns. And so eventually he can't pay out the returns, and one or two people ask for their money back. And then he spends them and he spends them, and he, oh, I'm in Europe right now, or oh, my phone, it doesn't work. I couldn't return your email. Oh, didn't you get the wire? Like, I've read all the excuses.
Yeah. How old is he at this point, by the way?
His early 20s.
Early 20s.
Early 20s?
Yeah.
That's crazy.
Yeah. So, bro, and I mean, anyway, he's... you
got to be smart in your early 20s to at least even know about all this type of stuff, Forex trading and shit.
He's sharp. He's sharp, and obviously he's ruthless.
Yeah.
So people are pulling money out of he's convincing people to pull money out of their 401k. Get 30 grand out of your 401k. Give me 30 grand. I'm going to have you $45,000 within 6 months. You're never getting your 40. You're not getting your 30.
Right.
So this goes on, and eventually these guys kind of start grouping together because they do know a lot of one another. So eventually a group of like, I think 7 or 8 of them get together. They track him down at his house. And
oh yeah, this is the video.
The video.
You have a video of this.
I have a video on my website, Inside True Crime, which is on YouTube. And it's the video, one of the guys brings the video camera and videos them confronting him, and they're telling him he's going to sign this piece of paper, you're going to this, he's all like, well, how much time do I have to give the money back? And at one point he's like, well, I don't feel comfortable with all you guys are pressuring me, and they're like, we don't feel comfortable with you stealing from us, and he's like, all right. So he signs, and one of the guys at the very end of the video, they cut it off. One of the guys is like, look, if you don't have the money by like Monday or something, they're like, we're going to come back here. He goes, I'm going to come back here with some other guys that aren't like these guys. You're going to be sorry. And then they cut the video. So it's pretty funny. But yeah, it's on the website. So, okay. So, and basically I know about that whole scam because it was all in the FDLE report, which I have this whole FDLE report, but let me flip through here just so that I can keep up with where I'm at. He loses the money. So basically these guys they go to his house. He doesn't have the money. He says he's going to have the money. He doesn't have the money.
Right.
And eventually he just moves.
Okay.
Picks up his shit and he moves.
Naples, right?
Yeah, moves, exactly. So he leaves Orlando, moves to Naples. Where's that? That's Melbourne? No, Naples.
Naples is on this coast, on the Gulf Coast.
Okay.
It's probably like 2 hours south of St. Pete.
So when he's there, he meets a guy named Damien Broomfield. Damien is kind of a computer geek, and he's working IT for some company, and he meets Damien's girlfriend knows Blaine's wife or fiance or whatever.
Yeah.
And they end up at a party together, and they start talking. He sees that he's driving a nice new, Mercedes or whatever, and so they have a little chit chat, and they both kind of fancy themselves as being, savvy business guys, and so Blaine starts talking up Damien, tells him about how he's in FOREX, making a bunch of money, doing really well. They hit it off, and they decide to go ahead and start, or Damien decides to give him some money to invest. So he gives him like 50 grand to invest. Is it 50? Yeah, it's 50 grand to invest. So he gives him like 50 grand, and Blaine basically blows that money. And so when Damien comes back for the money, he says, he convinces him, listen, let's open up a business together. We'll open up a FOREX trading company. We'll trade FOREX. It's like a hedge fund or something where you guys will invest and we'll invest their money. So I don't quite know if Damien at that point knew his money was gone or if he just kind of joined in, but he very quickly realized his money was gone.